injunction allowing me to disclose the content of this research while the case remains unsettled. So please pay close attention and watch this video until the end, because it could be taken down at any moment. So let me try to explain this as simply as possible. I'm sure everyone has heard that the gut is our second brain. This is because, unlike any other organ, the gut is the only one that can function on its own without needing the brain to command it. Inside the gut, there are 500 million neurons and 30 different types of neurotransmitters. But even more important than that, the gut houses about 100 trillion bacteria that make up our gut microbiota. Some of these bacteria are good and help the body in various ways, like improving digestion, controlling metabolism, and regulating appetite. On the other hand, there are also bad bacteria that can cause various problems in the body. One example is the H. pylori bacteria, which can cause gastritis and, in more severe cases, even gastric cancer, or salmonella, which can lead to food poisoning. But these bacteria don't just cause diseases in the digestive system. In fact, many modern diseases originate in the gut. Research from renowned institutes shows that imbalances in gut microbiota also affect brain function and hormone production. Issues like depression, anxiety, and even hormonal disorders are directly linked to gut health. That's because the gut is responsible for producing neurotransmitters and hormones crucial for our well-being. When this balance is disrupted, it can trigger a series of diseases throughout the body. Think about it. Diabetes is a disease, and insulin is a hormone. So, if an imbalance in gut bacteria can affect hormones and cause diseases, why would it be any different with insulin and type 2 diabetes? This started to make a lot of sense to me. After all, think about it. Type 2 diabetes is a disease that has existed for decades, yet no one has found a universal solution. For years, scientists have focused only on the pancreas and liver when it comes to type 2 diabetes, completely ignoring the gut, even though it's the second most important organ in the body and affects various hormones. I decided to investigate gut bacteria more deeply to see if any of them were linked to type 2 diabetes. That's when I found something surprising. I gathered a team of top researchers from the University of California, and we conducted a study with over 800 people split into two groups for months. We observed their lifestyles and, most importantly, their gut microbiome. Group A consisted of people with type 2 diabetes, while Group B had no signs of the disease. After months of analysis, we discovered that individuals in Group A who suffered from type 2 diabetes had an excessive amount of a specific bacteria in their guts called Coprococcus, or CPR. In Group B, this bacteria was almost non-existent. Studying this bacteria more closely, we realized that CPR was the main culprit behind type 2 diabetes. CPR acts like a diabetic bacteria at all, and it doesn't stop there. It also absorbs the insulin you take as medication. As you may know, our body's cells feed on glucose for energy. Insulin's role is essentially that of a gatekeeper, allowing glucose to enter the cell. But when insulin can't reach your cells, they don't get the glucose they need. And your brain interprets this as a need for more food, particularly sugar. This is why diabetics often have a constant craving for sweets. So even if you follow a diet, cut out carbs, and inject insulin, your blood sugar remains out of control because this diabetic bacteria is blocking insulin from doing its job. Sugar continues to circulate in your bloodstream without being absorbed where it's needed. Since your cells aren't being nourished, you feel tired, unmotivated, and develop other illnesses. It's an endless cycle of degeneration. Worse yet, this bacteria grows and multiplies nonstop in the gut, creating an increasingly toxic and inflammatory environment. This explains why so many people struggle to control their blood sugar even when they're doing everything right. Well, you must be wondering, how will I know if I'm contaminated with these diabetic bacteria without needing a test? Look, you can find out through a simple 3-question quick test that you can do at home. But pay attention, it's necessary to answer with total honesty, okay? Question 1. In the last few hours, have you felt very thirsty and needed to urinate more often than usual? Question 2. Do you feel very tired, dizzy, or have less energy than normal even after a good night's sleep or a day of light activity? Question 3. Lastly, tell me this. When you wake up fasting and measure your blood sugar, is it almost always above 120 milligrams per deciliter? If you answered yes to any of these 3 questions, your gut is likely infested with harmful bacteria, such as CPR. This means that, in addition to diabetes, you could, in the near future, develop other health problems such as severe inflammation, infections, incurable syndromes, and even other forms of Alzheimer's. Scary, isn't it? Honestly, this is really alarming and needs to be taken seriously. To be honest, I knew a little about the importance of gut health, but I had no idea that these diabetic bacteria existed, which are as harmful as the CPR bacteria. Therefore, to reverse type 2 diabetes, the key is to eliminate this bacteria. When these harmful bacteria, like CPR, dominate the gut, they create a state of chronic inflammation that spreads throughout the body, including the pancreas. This reduces insulin sensitivity and ultimately breaks the disease cycle. So, my team and I spent countless weeks tirelessly searching for a solution to eradicate this specific bacterium. Then one day, a student sent me a message. "Doctor, come to the lab right now. I found a way to eliminate this cursed bacteria." He had conducted an in vitro experiment with acetic acid. It was an important step in our search for a solution. The experiment succeeded in disintegrating the bacteria, but we couldn't use this approach. The problem was that acetic acid is produced from a reaction between methanol, carbon dioxide, and a chemical catalyst, typically rhodium. This would certainly eradicate the CPR, but it would bring other diseases to the patient's gut. We needed something natural with no side effects that could resolve the problem once and for all. That night, I went to sleep praying for God to help me find the answer. The next morning, after breakfast, I took a spoonful of Manuka honey from New Zealand, as I do every day, and the answer I'd asked for the night before appeared right before me, as if by magic. Why didn't I think of this before? Manuka honey is rich in unique compounds. These compounds are produced naturally. Manuka honey is far more than just honey. It's a natural powerhouse packed with unique therapeutic compounds. These compounds are produced naturally by the Manuka tree's nectar, giving this honey properties no other honey can match. Manuka honey can help balance the gut microbiome because it contains a natural antibacterial agent, methylglyoxal or MGO, which is capable of eliminating harmful bacteria, such as CPR. Then I encountered a problem. For a healthy person, taking a spoonful of Manuka honey is great for balancing gut bacteria. However, the amount of these unique compounds required to eliminate this bacterium in someone with type 2 diabetes is absurdly high. That's because the gut of a diabetic person is already completely dominated by this bacteria. In fact, for Manuka honey to be effective against CPR in patients with type 2 diabetes, you'd need to consume gallons of honey daily. And besides being impractical, that's not healthy. It was then that I realized that Manuka honey in its natural form wouldn't be enough. I was determined to find a solution. I knew there was potential there, but I needed to find a way to concentrate this action without the risks associated with excessive honey consumption. This is where the true rarity of Manuka honey comes into play. Sourced exclusively from the remote, pristine landscapes of New Zealand, Manuka honey is produced by bees that pollinate the native Manuka tree. The tree's short flowering period, typically just 2 to 6 weeks a year, and the strict geographical limitations contribute significantly to its scarcity and premium pricing. This unique origin and limited supply make genuine Manuka honey a precious commodity, often commanding high import costs due to its exceptional properties and the rigorous testing standards it must meet. Soon, the lab responsible for reducing the Manuka honey extract sent me a small amount for testing. We achieved a solution with the purest possible Manuka honey extract, the equivalent of 6 gallons condensed into just 10 drops. So, the next day, I gathered my research team again. Together, we tested this concentrated Manuka honey extract on 692 diabetic patients. There were people in their 40s, 50s, and even 80s. People who ate well, people who ate poorly, people newly diagnosed, people who had been struggling with type 2 diabetes for over 10 years, people who had been battling the disease for over 30 years. And so on, my goal was to test the broadest range of people in terms of gender, age, and condition. I did this because I wanted to be certain that this extract would be a definitive solution for everyone suffering from type 2 diabetes. For 6 months, we conducted exams and tests with each volunteer, but at the end of the study, I must admit, I was blown away. The concentrated Manuka honey extract managed to eliminate the CPR bacteria in all the volunteers, and with this, 94% of the participants achieved complete reversal of type 2 diabetes. The remaining 6%, while not achieving full reversal, managed to reduce and take control of their blood sugar levels. But what surprised me most was that the average blood sugar level of the patients, which had been 195 milligrams per deciliter, dropped to an astonishing 91 milligrams per deciliter. All participants reported weight loss, reduced cholesterol, decreased visceral fat, improved immunity, and much more energy. Seeing this left me even more impressed. But after diving deeper into the components of this concentrated extract, I understood why these results happened. It turns out that the concentrated Manuka honey extract eliminates all the harmful bacteria in the gut. So when you start consuming it, it's not only the diabetes-causing bacteria that leave your body, but also various other bacteria that are harming your metabolism and overall health. I had the first piece of the puzzle, the method to cleanse the diabetic bacteria, but I already knew this was only half the battle. Because even after removing the harmful bacteria, the body of a diabetic person remains a battlefield, inflamed, damaged, and exhausted from years of internal chaos. Especially the pancreas, the very organ responsible for producing insulin, is left scarred and unable to function properly. I realized that if I truly wanted to offer a definitive solution, I couldn't just cleanse the gut and stop there. I had to find a way to calm the raging inflammation throughout the body, heal the pancreas, and restore its natural ability to regulate blood sugar. Without addressing this deeper damage, the victory would only be temporary. So I set out once again, determined to complete the second half of this battle. It was then that my investigation led me to New Zealand, more precisely to the remote farms where the legendary Manuka honey is produced. I decided to go not just as a doctor or reporter, but as a husband desperate to understand the limits of the human body and find an answer for my wife, who suffered from diabetes and constant blood sugar crises. What I saw there left me speechless, but it was during a visit to a small Maori community in an isolated village among the Manuka fields that something truly caught my attention. Among all those strong and healthy men, many already quite old, there was one man in particular, over 70 years old, who worked harvesting honey side by side with the young men. Despite his age, he seemed more robust, more agile, and above all, completely free from the symptoms I saw every day in my diabetic patients: fatigue, excessive thirst, mental confusion, blurry vision. And it wasn't just him, the entire community seemed free from the disease. In the late afternoon after work, I felt the need to talk to him. His name was Tama Wakaruru, a respected elder among the local Maori. I waited for him to sit in the shade, gathered my courage, and asked, "Mr. Tama, what's the secret? You're all big, you eat everything, bread, rice, even sweets, and yet you don't have sugar spikes or suffer from diabetes. Is there some kind of diet, some kind of technique?" He looked at me with a calm smile and said,
"My friend, it comes from what our land gives us. Since I was young, my grandmother would prepare for me a paste made from the crushed leaves of a plant we call matakai. She said it taught the sugar how to behave in the blood, and I've never stopped taking it almost every day of my life."
He went on to explain that this plant, known to science as Gymnema sylvestre, was traditionally given to the children of that village to keep their energy stable and their bodies strong without blood sugar swings. I quickly told him about my wife, about her daily struggle with diabetes, her hyperglycemia crises, and my desperate search for an answer that Western medicine had not yet given me. He listened patiently, then opened a small cloth bundle from his bag and placed crushed, dried leaves into my hand. He held my hands and said,
"I hope this helps your wife, my friend, and please tell me if it works."
That night, back in my hotel room, I spent hours researching everything I could about Gymnema sylvestre. Study after study confirmed what Tama had said. Under certain conditions, the extract of this plant could help reduce sugar absorption in the blood, balance glucose levels, and eliminate inflammation throughout the body, especially in the pancreas. That can't be a coincidence. After this research, I could see with my own eyes that the key to eliminating diabetes and improving health once and for all lay in this powerful extract. So, after completely eliminating the harmful bacteria that cause type 2 diabetes and inflammation, the body will naturally restore the communication between insulin and the cells. This allows glucose to go where it's supposed to go instead of circulating in the bloodstream, fully reversing type 2 diabetes within up to 6 months. Back in the United States, I intended to partner with a major lab to produce the extract. This was because the lab that had provided us with the initial sample couldn't produce it on a large scale. It's an extremely complex and time-consuming process to reduce Manuka honey and combine it with Gymnema sylvestre. This concentration process must be done cold, as overheating would cause the unique compounds in Manuka honey to lose their beneficial properties. As a result, producing even a small quantity takes a significant amount of time. It was at this point, when we began searching for a large lab to produce the extract, that I was unjustly fired and persecuted. I used my platform at CNN and my contacts to take out a bank loan and look for a partner to produce this extract. It wasn't easy, but I was one step away from curing my wife. I met with various labs, but none were willing to produce this concentrated extract. Most of these labs were part of Big Pharma and only wanted profit. This extract has to go through several stages of reduction to reach maximum concentration, and they quoted an exorbitant amount that I couldn't afford. Then a close doctor friend told the operations manager at Takeda Labs about my research. We scheduled a meeting, and when I shared my story, he was deeply moved. In addition to being an excellent professional, he is also a remarkable human being dedicated to using his work to contribute to society. After listening closely, he made a bold decision. He said he'd produce a small amount of the concentrated Manuka honey extract for me to conduct the initial tests. If it worked, we'd increase production gradually, producing small batches every 3 months. When the extract arrived, I didn't waste any time. The first person I thought of was my wife, Rebecca. I knew she deserved this chance. I tested it with other patients, but my wife's case was one I could closely monitor so I could personally report her progress. For the first 3 days, nothing happened. I admit I started doubting whether it would work, but on the 4th day, something surprising happened. Her blood sugar dropped from 170 to 120 without any changes to her diet or routine. That's when I knew for sure it was the concentrated Manuka honey extract combined with Gymnema sylvestre taking effect. As the days went by, she began to report numerous benefits. But it was in the 8th week that something incredible happened. She came to my new clinic full of energy, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. She had also lost weight. Over this period, she had lost 21 pounds. And in detail, she hadn't changed her diet at all. She continued eating what she enjoyed and hadn't set foot in a gym during this time. But what astonished me the most was when I did a fasting glucose test on her and saw that her blood glucose, which used to hover between 140 and 160, had now stabilized at 90. Yes, after years of battling type 2 diabetes, my wife finally got over it. She was able to reverse her condition, all thanks to the powerful synergy of Manuka honey and Gymnema sylvestre, which led to the creation of what we call Golden Honey, a revolutionary formula designed to accelerate the reversal of type 2 diabetes in just 21 days. I remember that we left the lab and I took her to her favorite restaurant for dinner. She ate everything she wanted: meat, pasta with cheese, ice cream, and she even had wine that night, something she hadn't drunk in years. To confirm, we measured her glucose shortly after, and her blood sugar remained stable. A few days later, I realized I could help more people with this discovery. However, the Golden Honey extract was nearly gone. So I spoke with the manager at Takeda Labs again. After a meeting, we signed a contract to produce the first batch. I invited volunteers who had been struggling with type 2 diabetes for years for a final test, and after weeks of testing, my theory was confirmed once more. Every participant in the study managed to free themselves from the disease. It couldn't be a coincidence. It was now proven. The concentrated Golden Honey extract is the only thing that can definitively reverse type 2 diabetes. Nothing like it had ever been seen in the history of medicine. At that moment, I had no doubts left. This became my life's purpose. That's why I assembled a team of top professionals. We spent months testing and refining this formula until finally, after so much effort, we created something 100% natural, free of side effects, and fully FDA approved and regulated. And all this work and research led to something I'm very proud of: Golden Vita Pure. I want you to be the next person to experience renewed health, energy, and confidence. Golden Vita Pure is the only treatment worldwide that contains pure, concentrated Manuka honey extract. It harnesses the power of unique compounds and other beneficial properties from its natural composition in the exact scientifically proven quantities to eliminate CPR, bacteria, and reverse your type 2 diabetes. This formula is designed to work for anyone facing glucose imbalances with no exceptions. Whether you're a man or woman, in your 30s or 80s, managing high blood sugar for years, or just recently diagnosed. When I shared this formula with some professional friends, most of them doubted its effectiveness. I understand they've spent their careers believing this disease was incurable. Now, here's a message I received this week from a close friend you might know.
Hello, I'm Dr. Stephen Gundry. As a heart surgeon and nutrition expert, I've spent years focusing on inflammation and metabolic health, which play a major role in type 2 diabetes. When I heard about Golden Vita Pure's trusted colleague, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, I was intrigued. I admit I approached it with some skepticism. After all, we're discussing a condition traditionally considered irreversible, but Golden Vita Pure is natural and doesn't conflict with other treatments, so I decided to try it with my patients. I've seen remarkable results. Patients are not only managing their blood sugar naturally, but incredibly are reversing type 2 diabetes. Beyond glucose control, I've noticed improved and significant weight loss, which is often a major hurdle. Golden Vita Pure has made a true difference, transforming lives in a way I hadn't anticipated. This is why I confidently recommend Golden Vita Pure. It's a groundbreaking option for type 2 diabetes, offering real hope for a healthier future. The first thing you'll notice within the first 2 weeks of using Golden Vita Pure is that your blood sugar levels will start to stabilize without much effort. Many people have shared that they saw their blood sugar levels drop, even when they weren't following a strict diet or skipped their exercise routine. Just taking the formula after breakfast was enough to see blood sugar levels begin to decrease within a few weeks. This happens because the concentrated Manuka honey combined with Gymnema sylvestre is already working to eliminate the Firmicutes bacteria that are feeding on insulin in your gut. As this cleansing continues, your body starts reaping the benefits. You'll notice that the constant fatigue and deep exhaustion will begin to fade. You'll also find that episodes of dizziness, blurred vision, or tingling in your hands and feet will start to diminish. And the best part, you won't have to keep taking a lineup of medications or wear yourself out with intense workouts. All of this will happen naturally right from the start in the first 2 weeks. And as time passes, you'll see your blood sugar levels continue to stabilize. Those glucose spikes that drag you down, they'll no longer be a problem once you complete the treatment. You'll be overjoyed when your doctor sees your new blood test result and tells you that your glucose levels are under control, freeing you to enjoy the life you deserve. The best part is that you won't have to change anything in your routine or diet. In fact, all you need to do is take 1 drop each day after breakfast, it back, and let our formula do the rest. We created this formula using 100% natural Manuka honey with no side effects. This formula has no contraindications and will not interfere with the medications you're currently taking. Here's another thing that sets Golden Vita Pure apart. Unlike many of those placebo supplements that come in hard to swallow capsules, we developed our formula in a dropper with the purest possible extract, 100% natural. This makes it easier for your body to absorb the nutrients, and it's much easier to take. Just mix it into your coffee or favorite drink without altering the taste. Each bottle of Golden Vita Pure is manufactured here in the U.S. in an FDA-approved, GMP-certified facility under the most sterile, strict, and precise standards. These bottles are vegetarian, non-GMO, and safe. They contain no harmful stimulants, toxins, dependency, or tolerance risks. Consider Mary's story from California, who managed to stabilize her glucose levels and restore her health after a decade.
I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 7 years ago. The doctor put me on metformin, but my diabetes only got worse, and I started experiencing side effects, kidney pain, dizziness, and sleepless nights. I was scared that my dream of a peaceful retirement was slipping away. Last year, I joined Dr. Sanjay's trial for a Manuka honey extract, now called Golden Vita Pure. Within a month, my blood sugar dropped from 190 to 130. After 2 months, it was down to 102 and has stayed there ever since. I also lost 18 pounds and finally feel like I'm living the life I always wanted. Even though I've completely reversed my diabetes, I still take Golden Vita Pure every day. Dr. Sanjay says I don't need it anymore, but since it's all natural and makes me feel so good, I keep taking it. Honestly, I feel like I'm 30 years old again.
Robert, a 43-year-old from Pennsylvania, shared his story on my personal personal page.
I've tried everything: diets, medication, acupuncture, and even quit drinking, but my glucose levels always bounce back. I thought I'd never be rid of diabetes. When I tried Golden Vita Pure, everything changed. In no time, I reversed my type 2 diabetes, just as you said. Now I'm living a new life. No stress, no exhaustion, and no sleepless nights. People need to know this truly works. I've told all my friends these drops are easy to use, delicious, and miraculous. Thank you, Dr. Sanjay.
These are just a few of the dozens of messages I receive daily, and I can't wait to get yours in just a few weeks. At this point, you're probably wondering, how can I get this amazing treatment? The truth is that the reduction process to obtain the purest and most concentrated Manuka honey extract is a multi-step, labor-intensive process conducted at Takeda Labs. This process is essential for the extract to effectively eliminate all CPR bacteria, allowing insulin to reach the cells in the body where it belongs. Only then can type 2 diabetes be reversed. Additionally, people who tested our treatment and regained their lives continue requesting more bottles for themselves, family, and friends, just to stock up in case we're unable to supply it again. As you know, we're facing harassment and legal challenges from Big Pharma for disrupting their profits, profiting off innocent people desperate for a real solution. What's more, there's an impressive number of people without diabetes who simply take the supplement to rejuvenate their entire body, improve digestion, and optimize gut function, draining our stock in just days. Most of this new batch of Golden Vita Pure is already reserved for customers who emailed us asking to be notified when it becomes available. As you educated yourself with this video today, within the next 90 seconds, get your hands on a fresh bottle. As you know, I'm not in this for money. My goal has always been to heal my wife, and now my new mission is to reverse diabetes for everyone suffering from this terrible disease. For this reason, today you'll have access to 3 bottles of Golden Vita Pure, completely free of charge. That's right, at no cost. All you need to do is stay with me here. When you start taking Golden Vita Pure, there's no doubt that within less than 3 weeks, your blood sugar levels will begin to stabilize and all your health markers will improve within a month. But it's crucial to continue eliminating all CPR bacteria from your gut. This way, you'll reduce the risk of complications such as heart disease, liver problems, and insulin resistance, and you'll feel your whole body rejuvenated. Based on your current condition, it may take a minimum of 90 days to fully restore the balance of your gut after years of imbalance. This means 3 bottles of Golden Vita Pure, or for the best chance to ensure you're free from future complications while stabilizing your glucose levels, a 6-month supply of Golden Vita Pure is all you need. After all our tests and seeing the positive results in over 12,000 people, our main recommendation is this. If you've been diagnosed with diabetes for more than 6 months, you should undergo the whole 180-day treatment to fully reverse type 2 diabetes, which equals 6 bottles. You'll see amazing results in the first month and will be able to live a life without limitations. However, it's essential not to interrupt treatment to fully eliminate these bacteria and create a balanced gut environment that supports the proliferation of healthy bacteria. This way, not only will you be sure to reverse your diabetes, but you'll also experience benefits. Now it's clear why Golden Vita Pure is the only efficient option to eliminate type 2 diabetes in a healthy, natural way. Nothing else has been proven effective. In contrast to these ineffective methods, Golden Vita Pure already brings noticeable results in the first weeks, keeping you safe from future gut, liver, kidney, and heart disorders. You can see why my team and I initially considered pricing Golden Vita Pure at $380 per bottle. This is a pure and highly concentrated extract, extremely difficult to treat the root cause of type 2 diabetes, a life-threatening condition that could leave you blind, with an amputated limb, or even dead. Not to mention the costs of consulting a specialist in your area, including the tests they'll make you pay for and the medications they'll prescribe for the rest of your life. After all, in partnership with Big Pharma, that's their goal. Considering all this, $380 per bottle should sound like an incredible offer. But as I've mentioned, Golden Vita Pure isn't about profit. All we want is to help you and people like you improve. This has been my story and mission from the beginning with my wife. I wish this miracle product existed when it all started with my wife and I saw her suffer so much, but I can't change the past. What matters now is that after hearing from so many people who couldn't afford Golden Vita Pure, I knew I had to make it accessible accessible to everyone. That's why I won't even consider charging you $400 for a month of treatment, because for the 3 to 6 month treatment, that would cost you roughly $1,200 to $2,400. So, if you act today without closing the site and decide to invest in this extraordinary weapon against diabetes, my team and I have agreed to help you begin the only effective treatment that has finally allowed us to stop the deadly monster that is type 2 diabetes. So I ask you, are you ready to change your life and take control of your type 2 diabetes? Today I have an exclusive offer prepared with incredible bonuses. You won't even pay half of $400, which would be $200. Not even half of that. The original market price of Golden Vita Pure is $150. However, since you took the time to watch this video to the end, I've prepared a special deal where you can get 3 bottles 100% free. I promised you'd get these bottles and I don't lie or make false promises. Here's how it works. When you buy the 6-bottle kit, you only pay for 3 and get the other 3 free, securing 6 months of treatment, the best option. This way, each bottle of Golden Vita Pure costs only $49, the lowest price ever offered. This is the best choice because, in addition to saving money, you ensure your body continues to rebalance, fighting diabetes naturally with a complete treatment. If you prefer to purchase the 3-bottle kit, you pay for only 2 and get 1 completely free, giving you 3 full months of treatment. In this case, each bottle of Golden Vita Pure costs only $59. Now, if you choose the least common option of ordering just 1 bottle of Golden Vita Pure, you'll receive a 40% discount off the original price. In other words, from $150 down to only $89, you'll have the best source of concentrated Manuka honey extract to eliminate CPR's bacteria from your gut and reverse type 2 diabetes. This offer is available today only while supplies last. Once we're out of stock, the purchase buttons will no longer be active until we make another batch, which takes around 3 to 6 months. In fact, considering how many reservations we had for this last batch, it's likely that the next batch will be exclusively produced for existing users. That's why the first 10 people who purchase the 6-pack of Golden Vita Pure will receive a private Zoom consultation with me and a signed copy of my book, The Natural Reverse, Type 2, delivered to their home. And there's more! You'll also receive a $3,000 gift card from Carnival Cruise Line. You can use it to take the whole family on a dream trip or enjoy a few getaways with a loved one. And to top it all off, the first 10 people who secure their 6-pack of Golden Vita Pure will get a 100% refund on the cost of the 6 bottles directly back into their bank account immediately. Yes, you read that right. Along with all the special bonuses, your order will be entirely free. Have you ever seen anyone offer something like this? But as I said, this is only for the first 10 people who secure their 6 bottles of Golden Vita Pure, and those first 10 begin counting now. And yes, your order today is a one-time payment with no auto subscriptions or hidden charges. We hate those as much as you do. Additionally, as an incentive for you to regain control over your health, when you purchase 3 or 6 bottles, I'll waive the $20 shipping fee, meaning that only today you'll get free shipping. In a few seconds, a green button will appear below saying, "Yes, I want to reverse type 2 diabetes." The first 10 people who click this green button and purchase the complete 6-bottle Golden Vita Pure package within the next 20 seconds will win this amazing trip for up to 3 guests. So get ready because you'll need to act fast. There are others watching this video and they'll be competing with you too. That's why I recommend that you prepare to act as quickly as possible, because when the timer hits 0, you'll no longer be eligible for the trip. Are you ready? Go ahead. So click the green button below to secure your order. Think of this as the smallest yet most investment you can make in yourself. Yes, 1 bottle of Golden Vita Pure can stabilize your blood sugar and address issues like restless sleep, low energy, and food cravings. 3 bottles might be enough to rapidly restore your entire body, shedding extra pounds, improving blood flow, and rejuvenating your brain cells to ward off Alzheimer's. But 6 bottles of Golden Vita Pure can make your body resilient, not just to diabetes, cravings, and poor blood flow, but to all the issues caused by a gut microbiome dominated by CPR's bacteria. This way, you'll eliminate all types of inflammation in your body, some of which you might not even be aware of. Here's exactly what you need to do to complete your order. Just below this video, you'll see a green button that says, "Yes, I want to reverse type 2 diabetes." Click the button and wait a few seconds for the next page to load. On the next page, you'll see the Golden Vita Pure packages. Let's say you choose the 6-bottle package. Just click the Buy Now button. As soon as you click, you'll be redirected to the payment page. This page is managed by CartPanda, one of the largest online payment processors in the world. CartPanda uses the same security system as banks like Bank of America and JP Morgan. This means your transaction will be protected by the same security technology that guards the fortunes of America's wealthiest millionaires. Now, to complete your order, just follow these steps. Scroll down. The first step is to fill out your name, phone number, and email. The second step is to fill in the fields with the address where you want to receive the package. And finally, the last step is to enter your payment information. Just click Buy Now and you're done. Our team will immediately prepare your shipment and you'll receive it at your doorstep in no more than 72 hours. Remember, Golden Vita Pure is only available on this page. It's not available for purchase anywhere else on the internet, not on Amazon or other stores. I've eliminated all middlemen to offer you the best price possible. This is your only chance to get your hands on this exclusive blood sugar balance formula. I hate to say this, but time is running out. Why waste another second when the solution is right within reach? Make your choice below right now. And if you're a bit skeptical about whether this could work for you, I completely understand. After all, you've been led to believe all your life that medications, diet, and exercise are your only options for managing insulin resistance and balancing blood sugar. Naturally, the $327 billion diabetes industry will never tell you there's a quick, easy, and natural way to reverse type 2 diabetes. So here's what I'm going to do to prove that this formula works and that you have absolutely nothing to fear. I'm offering you a 60-day risk-free money-back guarantee. If you don't experience a dramatic reset in your blood sugar levels, if you don't see the fat melt away day by day, if you're not filled with energy and enthusiasm as your diabetes is treated, or even if you change your mind for any reason, even if you use the entire bottle and still want your money back, it won't be a problem. Just contact us within 60 days and we'll refund your purchase immediately. That's right, we're giving you a full 6 months, 3 months to test this miraculous formula. Sounds good? To put it simply, it's like going to a restaurant, eating everything you want, and still getting your money back just because you didn't like the food. Wouldn't that be incredible? Unfortunately, no restaurant does this, but we believe so strongly that Golden Vita Pure will bring a significant change to your health that we made sure to include this 100% safe guarantee for you.
I owe Dr. Sanjay Gupta an apology. After watching the video, I got so excited that I went ahead and bought the 6-bottle package right away. When I mentioned it to my husband, he just gave me this look and said it was probably another one of those products that wouldn't do anything, so I ended up deciding to request a refund. I sent an email, and honestly, it was so easy. Within minutes, I had my money back, and I even got a reply with a subject line that said, "Keep the product and keep testing." That really caught me off guard. So I thought, why not give it a fair shot? And I'm so glad I did. Now I'm in my 3rd week and I've been able to get my blood sugar under control. I feel way more energetic and I've even lost 5 pounds. Honestly, I wanted to share this because I know how easy it is to doubt stuff like this, but sometimes you just have to try. I'm definitely sticking with it. It's been such a game changer for me.
The truth is that some people aren't ready to balance their blood sugar and experience life-changing benefits, and that's okay. If this is how you feel free to exit this site right now. This solution is not for you. But if you're ready to transform your entire life, all you need to do is claim your discount and take advantage of this amazing offer by selecting your package below now. No hidden fees or subscriptions, no auto shipments, just a simple and secure one-time charge. Golden Vita Pure is only available for purchase on this page, so choose your package below now. And remember, your order is 100% protected by my 60-day money-back guarantee. Now, I've saved the best for last. I've prepared an incredible gift, which you can receive here as an incentive to complete the full treatment and achieve maximum results with Golden Vita Pure. You'll receive this gift if you select the 6-bottle Golden Vita Pure package. Before this video ends, we call it the Ultimate Tea Remedies. You see, many people forget about the most powerful pharmacy there is, nature. God created the best remedies and left them in nature. You just need to know how to use them. That's why we created this app. In the app, the Ultimate Tea Remedies, you'll have access to age-old natural recipes used by people from the East for generations, people who lived over 100 years without a single health issue. So, secure your package below and gain instant access to the Ultimate Tea Remedies. Now, it's time to act. Realize it, but you're at an important crossroads in your life, and right now, you truly have only 2 options, leading to 2 very different futures. So listen carefully as I explain what these 2 options are, so you can make the best choice for yourself. Option 1, you can keep going as you are, choosing to do exactly what the conventional healthcare system wants you to do. Spend the rest of your life taking medications, but by doing so, you'll never be free. Medication was never designed to cure you, it was designed to manage your condition, keeping you on the medication carousel until the day you die. This is how Big Pharma's treatment system works. It traps you in a lifetime of medication dependency. The average diabetic will spend $283,000 managing the disease and its complications over a lifetime. That's the financial cost of doing nothing. The human cost is much higher. It's the feeling of helplessness, being trapped in your own body, feeling heavier, more exhausted, and more frustrated every day with your weight, your health, and your constant struggle. You'll desperately try to lose weight with diet and exercise, but remember, no amount of diet, exercise, or anything else you've tried so far has had any real chance of working, and now you know why. And what about the risk of coma, heart attack, stroke, nerve damage, or kidney failure, cutting years, maybe even decades off your life? Is that truly a risk you want to take just to save a bit of money? If saving money is your concern, Golden Vita Pure is actually your best option. Imagine the thousands of dollars you'll save by no longer having to pay for appointments and medication. The truth is, I know you're tired of seeing that sugary belly fat staring back at you every time you look in the mirror, tired of pretending it doesn't bother you, and tired of longing to feel powerful and controlled and energetic like you did when you were young, up until your last days. You could be a burden to your family and friends. I know you don't want that, and I doubt you would have stayed with me this long only to give up now. I'm being tough with you because if you sit there and do nothing about your blood sugar, this is the reality. I don't want you to feel bad. I just don't want this future for you. There's a way out. The door to a life free from blood sugar concerns is right in front of you. I've opened it for you. All you need to do is step through it. So please take a moment here to seriously consider option 2, a choice where you can say goodbye to your blood sugar concerns forever. You can start enjoying life again. You can enjoy your favorite foods and desserts without worry. Think about the tens of thousands of dollars you'll save when you stop paying for medications and test strips. How will you use it? To fund your child's college education, take the trip of a lifetime, or even buy a beautiful new home, you can live a long, happy life with the energy to do what you love most. You can take vacations